bring the board out, man. I might not use it, but I'm gonna bring it out. Peace to the family. Yeah, I got the board there, yeah. Just in case I want to use it. I don't know if I'm gonna use it, but it's there. Um, Thank y'all for pulling up. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Pull up. I got a surprise for y'all. I'm gonna take uh this jacket off in a second. All right. Yeah, peace to the family. Yeah, these niggas is really herbs or yeah. YouTube boxing, it's a lot of herbs, man. It's sad how they really polluted and infiltrated the game, right? And they try to drown out official dudes moving and grooving. That's why I be on my shits. I be like, yo, I don't know about y'all, man. I don't know about y'all, man. I swear, I be like, yo, I don't know. So what I'm gonna do is look, I'm not even gonna let the background. I'm not even gonna do the virtual background today. None. I want y'all to see the board. I might go to the board. Right? I'm gonna come up out of these jackets, man. Right? Cause look, I got the shirt on for y'all, man. Y'all be calling me this ain't the Black Beetle, this is Beetle, but I got the Beetlejuice on for y'all today. Beetlejuice, right? Y'all love calling me Beetlejuice, right? So I said, why not have some fun with it? Why not have some fun with it? All right. Yes. All right. What's going on? How you doing? Pixel? Is your name Pixel? Pixel Brick? Pixel Brick, how you doing, man? Hit the like button. All right, we're gonna get started. Here we go. Pixel Brick, how you doing, man? All right, I'll put this down here so it's not on camera. Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon. We are here, live in the flesh. This is the Motion Talk, Shy News Boxing LLC. Man, before we get started, shout out to everybody that has been rocking with the news by Shy News from day one. You have watched and witnessed the rise of the source, right? You watched and witnessed the transformation of the source. So salute to y'all, man. Happy Sunday. We're gonna get to some topics. I did the Call Chronicles a little earlier. I put out I got a lot of boxing content out there. But when I did the Call Chronicles, though, I was trying to, just get a assessment of Martinez. What's going on? Salute, man. I was trying to get an assessment of, just where everybody was at with it, right? But you know how that goes. Most of the boxing community are programmed sheep. They get mad at me for saying that, but it is what it is. Until you prove me different, I will always say that. I want to call you guys what you are, program sheet, man. Let me move over a little bit. Here. There we go. I move over there. See? I had to do the check real quick. So that you guys can see me. The board is here. Got the board rocking. All right. That's there. Oh, you on both, man. Martinez, salute, man. You pulled up on both of the joints. You really in your bag. Appreciate you. Appreciate you there, soldier. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But we here. Happy Sunday. We're gonna get to some topics. You know. Happy Sunday. Look, I got the board right here too. So I can work on the board right here. Look. Everything is set up today. All right. So if I need to go to the board to break some things down, I'll do that. But in all likelihood, if I do not receive no donations and certain things, I definitely won't be playing the board. I'm just calling a spade, man. But I am going to do some content. First and foremost, I think, was that the last big show of the year? Most likely, right? Most likely. Well, you do have the Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua coming up. But I think that was like the last official boxing joint. Romeo, what up? I can't see your name. Something potatoes. What's going on? Hit the like button over there. Donate, throw the gifts, all that, right? So last night, I'll start off with some boxing. No particular order. Let me go over to my IG. We'll go to my IG. Right. Some of y'all might have to come over to get with it. You know, y'all might have to come over to get with it. If you are on the behind the views, you're not going to be able to see what's going on IG. All right, so here we go. 3 in the building, still no lights on the behind the scenes. Come on, man. We got to do better with the lights over there, yeah? This was, man, look at Unc. Shout out to my Unc. See? Unc tagged me in this. And this is what I do, right? I shine, you shine, we shine, right? See, he tagged me in this. And this was, did y'all watch the fights, man? Come out the bushes, man. Come out the bushes, man. It's 2 people over here. Did you watch the fights last night? Did y'all watch the fights? Put it in the comments, man. 3 in the building now. Come on. Little participation is free. Participation is free, man. Did you watch the fights last night, man? Let me know. Did you watch the fights? 4 in the building now. Did y'all watch the fights? Because I'm going to break something down. Did y'all watch these fights last night? Did y'all watch these fights? Hey, Asher Pollard, thank you. How you doing? Smash the like button, man. Right? Did y'all watch these fights last night? Did y'all watch them? Man, I am so inspired right after watching the fights. I watched my cousin, my big cousin, who I grew up getting into a lot of fights in elementary school. And all right, don't worry about it. I'm gonna fill you in, Paula. I watched my big cousin right last night work with another one. He has so many fighters, but I watched him work with a guy who a lot of people salute. CW thumbnails, man. I'm glad you are in the building and not in the bushes. You are family. But I watched my big cousin, who I grew up, and he was the best fighter. He was a world champion. And I remember my mother had me in boxing and karate, and I always wanted to be like my cousin. He was the world champion. He was the best. And we used to go to all of his fights as a kid. Me, my other cousin, we used to go to his fights, and I would see the respect that he would get, right? He was the man, right? So to see him last night, because and people really thought I did not like Frank Martin. I like Frank Martin, right? And I'm going to continue to do my part to market and promote Frank Martin. But man, Frank Martin he had the sauce last night. He was working them feints. Did you see the feints? Now I'm going to break this down on the board. CW, if you are in here, salute to you, right? Now that I know I got an official Team Shaw News member in here, I will go to the board, right? Make sure y'all hit the like button and things like that, right? Hit the like button, right? But I'm gonna break this down right here, man, because most of you guys listen to people that talk boxing, but they don't show it. They do fight parties, all this stuff, and they have no clue what they're talking about, right? Feel free to donate to the war, man. And one thing I'm gonna tell you about my channel, and it's shown with the content, right? The money goes towards the war. The money goes towards this war. And if you don't think I'm taking the money towards the war, all you gotta do is look at the setup now, right? Look at the setup. Look at my new content, the editorial, the literature, the delivery. It's all going back into the company. And I always told all my day ones, I don't know if I have channel members, my channel members, the people that donate to the channel, I was always saying, yo, Rome wasn't built in a day. I'm independent. I'm out the muck, right? But watch me work. And that's what you are witnessing. And those of y'all that are in the bushes, those of y'all that went against me, stay over there. Because we are coming. We are coming for you all. I told you. I don't run. I walk down the hill with my sword swinging. But I want to break down this. I seen this knockout coming, right? Because in between the rounds, right? It was a southpaw on southpaw, right? Fight last night. Bartholomew is a southpaw. Are y'all following that, right? So when Bartholomew, hey Daniel, how you doing? Hit the like button. Salute, good brother, right? Buddy McGirt, cousin Buddy, told Frank Martin to move to your left. Because that's what you do when you fight a southpaw. You move to your left, right? Conventional fighters too. Take notes to that, right? And when Frank Martin delivered this shot, if you pay attention what he did, and I'm going to break this down, and I'm going to use the board, because my guy's in here. My guy CW's in here. I'm going to use the board. Oh, that's a circle. Where's the eraser? Where is the eraser? All right. I should have made a square. There's the square. There's the ring, right? Frank Bartholomew, right? Yo. But he kept telling him, pivot to your left, right? Pivot to your left. You know why? You know why? Appreciate you subbing, right? You know why you pivot to your left or you turn to your left when you're fighting the lefty, right? Where is the lefty's power shot? His left hand. So if he's standing like this, right? Look, He's this way, right? Southpaw, right? This is conventional. This is southpaw, right? Righty gonna move to the left, right? Look, you're getting away from the power shot. So what Frank Martin did, and I'm gonna show you this, right? When he knocked him out, he said, sorry for the spam, that was an accident. It's all good, brother. I appreciate the comments, right? Come over here, share the content, bring them through. Frank Martin, and I'm gonna show that on the board first. Frank Martin made a subtle move right here, like this, to his left, right? He threw Bartholomew off. Did he pivot back over this way, lined it up, boom, down the line. Watch now. I just broke that down to y'all. And now I'm going to show you the sequence in this knockdown. I'm going to show you that sequence right there in this knockdown. And then I'm not going to stay on the board no more. I'm not going to stay on the board no more. But I want to show y'all that sequence. Look. There it is. Y'all seen it? It was over. It was over. And that's what Cuz was telling them to do all night. All night. Watch. I'm going to show it to y'all one more time. It's teaching. This is teaching. Look at that. See? Did y'all catch it? One more time. Man, that was pretty. Textbook. Boom. Textbook. Textbook. Right down the pipe. Look. Whew. Man. Damn. Look at that. Boom. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Crisscross. Crisscross. See, Frank Martin landed that blow and knew it was over. He landed that shot and knew it was over. Frank Martin landed that shot and he knew it was over. Did y'all seen? I'm gonna play it one more time and break it down for y'all one more time. Because I think y'all might have missed it. Here it is right here. This is my cousin reposting it, little James. God damn, that was textbook. But look right here. See? Boom. Shift over, right back. Bam. Shift over, right back. Did you see it? I broke it down to y'all on the board. That's textbook right there. Shift over. Then move a lot. You don't need to move a lot. You don't need to move a lot. You don't need to move a lot, man. Can you show the chat, the video? You got to come on to the other live stream, Gonzo. It's on. You watching the behind the scenes. Look at that. Bang. Perfect. Perfect. That was perfect execution right there. That was perfect execution right there. Hey, elevators, me and you. Yeah, it's beautiful, KO. The setup, though, CW. It was the setup and the teachings. Man, it was the teachings. Like, what's the name was telling them the whole night, man. And then if you watch the build-up, the things that they was working on, the jab, the feint, Frank Martin was in the groove, man. Frank Martin was in the groove, man. Frank Martin was in the groove, y'all. Look, I'm going to show y'all something. Look, I'm going to go to this guy's page, right? Because I know you guys be rocking with certain content creators, right? So maybe this will bring you guys over here to me, right? This isn't my page, right? But when I'm going to get a drop from this girl right here. I'm going to show you this girl in a second. She's going to give me a drop. Showbiz. Where's Showbiz? There he is. Look. I'm going to show y'all my comment. Hopefully Showbiz's page ain't private. Good, it's not. All right. This is Biz. Look. Biz be watching. Now, I want to put this out here, right? I used to go at Showbiz, right? I used to go at him. I'm not even going to lie. Because, okay, you see it? There you go. Gonzo, appreciate you pulling up over here. I used to go at Biz, right? But it's funny now because I actually like his content. I always think I did like his content, but I didn't understand his angle. But now I do. He's an actor, character, and it's cool, right? But I left a comment over there because he does his bag work, right? And I added my cousin because I seen what he's doing, right? I'm a show business. I added my cousin. Right? There goes my comment right there. Look at him. See, Biz be watching. Biz be watching. Look. Biz be watching, right? So you see my comment right here. I said, I added my cousin. I said, add Buddy McGirt faints. That Suffolk sauce magic. That helped set up that Frank Martin knockout of the night in San Antonio. Keep working, Biz. I see the sauce, experience improvement, Shaw News Boxing, right? And I do. Now, CW, if you are in here, and whoever else is in here watching, I have been critiquing, but coaching on social media, showbiz. And these are facts. I have my receipts to show it. When Showbiz first used to get on the bag, he was rock'em, sock'em robot. Somebody stop me in the chat if I'm lying. CW, if you are still in here, put it in the comments section if I'm lying. This guy, I believe you was on one of the panels and I was breaking it down, right? I was working with Showbiz, like I'm doing right here. Like I work with the kids in the gym. I was working with them. I think it was me. You was on a panel, and I was like, look at this technique, CW, just like the other guy that I don't fuck with, right? I was like, yo, no head movement. I was like, look, his head is on the line, right? I said he's hitting the bag, but I was like, he's a stationary target. If you look at Biz now on that bag, what is he doing? He's bouncing around. He's diddy bopping, like what we like to call it, a diddy bop. Like, look, who I look like right now? That's Marley. Look, that's the Marley diddy bop. Marley be like that. We call that the alpha ape, right? Yeah, that's the alpha ape right there, right? He's diddy bopping. He's moving, right? He's getting in rhythm. So shout out to Showbiz, right? But I left that comment and I added Frank Martin, man. Because I'm telling you, when the whole Frank Martin, Shakur Stevenson thing popped off, I went at Frank Martin hard. But it was from a standpoint of love. Because I myself was like, yo, and look, Frank Martin, not for nothing. Remember, that was the fight where Shakur's hand was broke. Frank Martin could have beat him, man. Shakur barely could fight, man. Albert De Los Santos couldn't do shit. Because he doesn't have the athletic ability. But Frank Martin, maybe that could have been his night. But he went on to fight Tank Davis. And the rest is history. Now he's with my cousin. And I was bigging him up, man. He's going to get a big fight, man. Mark my word, Frank Martin is going to get a big fight again now, man. You know why? Do you know why? Put it in the comments if you know why he's going to get a big fight. If you know boxing. Do you know why? Put it in the comments. Frank Martin's going to get a big fight. You know why? Put it in the comments, man. It's easy. These are free. I'm asking you guys to do free things right now. I'm not screaming on you. But before I move on that thought, right? Where are all the trolls at? Yo, CW, do you notice that, right? Gonzo, everybody else that rocks with me, where are all the trolls, right? You notice how when I come and I be in my bag right now, because I'm in my bag right now, they don't bring them over here, right? They will not bring them over here because of the setup, of the growth. They're not going to bring them over here because they can't come over here now with the stupidity. You understand? Like when I come here and I show this side of the growth, they do not pop up over here. But if I was, like I said yesterday, or when I'm in my car or I'm in my machine, not only will they come over here, they'll come over here with negativity the bullshit energy. Yes, spot on, CW. They come over here with the bullshit energy, the homosexual tendencies. They come out of the bushes. Right now, they're in the bushes and they're hiding. Right? You know that, right, CW? They are in the bushes and they're hiding. But it is what it is. We're still here killing the game. And the content is out. And I'm going to get to some of that content that I dropped. Because they can't hide it. The numbers is crazy right now. And the numbers is so crazy, it's exposing. Because like I said, you guys, and in a second, I'm gonna start set tripping and calling y'all out by name. Yeah, you guys watch like weirdos, but you will not hit the like button. You damn sure ain't gonna share the content because you don't want me to get big. You don't want me to get big. So you definitely won't share it. You're definitely not going to share it because, like I said, a lot of you guys are lost. You have the lost mentality, right? But shout out to the people that are sharing the content. That goes a long way. Sharing is free. And I've been telling my team, my producers, my Sojets, because I got a lot of females rocking with me, and my soldiers, the formula. And CW, if you're in here, you already know I've been gave you the formula. And that formula is the winning formula. That is why I said, I was like, just give me a second. I'm going to walk all of these guys down. Especially the ones that are frenemies, trying to front like they fuck with me, but they clearly don't. Those are the first ones that I'm when I come through with my chopper, I'm cutting them down. And that's what we've been doing. Right? Because like I said, when it comes to sharing of content, that is all free things to do. Free. Well, shout out to Biz and that comment I left. And Frank Moore will have a big fight real soon. Very, very soon, man. But we welcome all the trolls over. And you notice how CW, another thing. If you've been noticing, right, the trolls, not only are they not popping out right now, CW, look. They have been on quiet. You know why they're on quiet, CW? This is why they're on quiet. Because these guys, they are content fans. Right? Content fans. And now my content is running circles around them. Look, right here, this is circles. This is what they're fans of. The illusion.
It's not vacation time. I mean, I'm taking care of my family. Like, I be with my kids. My son plays sports. My two girls play sports. You know, I be with my family. Be with my fiance, my mom, my dad, traveling the world and just enjoying life. You know, I come back whenever I'm ready. For sure.
You heard him, I'll come back whenever I'm ready. There's his fiance. She's not in the spotlight like that no more. I wonder how she feels. When he was the man, I remember, one of the first ever times her being on camera was on Jackal Fitness. But they're not in the spotlight like that no more. At one point in time, she wanted to be Beyonce. Probably still does. But like I said, they are not in the spotlight like that anymore. Remember, she had the podcast. Y'all remember that? She had the podcast. Why doesn't she do that anymore? Remember the podcast? What was it? Her name is AO. See, I got it right. See? I'm not even here set tripping on EJ. Remember I used to call her E and J or XO? It was AO, because that's her name. AO on the rocks. Remember, she had the podcast. But see, respectfully, when you try to do things and it's not for you, it will not prosper. No matter how much you try to manipulate it and force it, it doesn't prosper. Just like with me, right? They all talk about how I don't do this and I don't do that. But if you pay attention, look at this video format right here. Why do I continue to get better and better? Because God is with me. Right? Look at the format of this video. The thumbnails, the storyline. These are all the things, right? See, I took notes, right? When these people would always try to shoot me down as to why, quote unquote, nobody watches me or I don't generate this, that, and the third, they used to say, oh, well, when I watch your video, it's not catchy. Yeah, look, I'll put that on the board. Look, it's not catchy, right? They used to be like, it's not catchy, right? So, okay, I said, okay, so I need catchy. They always used to want me to have a gimmick. I'd be like, how do I make it catchy? Oh, you got to do something that's, basically what they were saying was gimmick. So I said, okay, by me delivering the facts, like CW said right there, let me highlight that, right? So the facts, look, I got the board out today, we cooking. So now when it comes to being media or having a media platform, the facts don't matter. They want it to be catchy. So tricky, I'll put trick right here. You want me to trick the viewers, right? You want me to trick the viewers. So I used to jot all this stuff down. So my videos weren't catchy. So what I did was I watched all the people that they said were, right? Remember, shout out to Biz. That's why I never liked Biz. See how it's all coming around? Because remember, Biz used to do all of this dumb shit and that's what they wanted. They wanted Tricky, a character, but I said that's not me. But some of these other guys, they did go that route. Hello. Smash the like button, cat, emoji person, right? So I didn't go that route. But what I did do was I started to get better and better with my producing of videos. And I remember, ghost producing, right? Ghost producing videos for others and not putting my stamp on it, not putting my well, in a second, my watermark was on them, but the watermark was just so small. And shout out to World Combat Sports. He told me that trick, right? He was like, with the pictures, and that's when I was catching a lot of y'all, because I used to do a lot of my pictures. I put my watermark so small on a picture that only I know where it's at, and I was giving the pictures out. And people were posting my pictures, and even my daughter's pictures too. Some of them were my daughter's, but I always gave my daughter her credit. I just didn't take the credit for myself. And I would see a lot of people liking the pictures. And I was like, damn. I shake my head like, yo, you're fake. You have jealousy tendencies. You're fake. You like my picture, but when I post it, you don't like it. I don't. Damn. How long have you had that sickness in you? Because this is my picture. These are my actual pictures that I took at these events, at weigh-ins, press conferences, fights. But you don't like it when I post it. But when I sell it, or I say, here, you post this, not only do you like it, you comment, you turn into what I call, and I created, the jealous fan zone section. Right? The jealous fan zone section. Uh-oh, they sent one over here. Thank you for coming through. Thank you. Only one. Yeah, you're trolling. Thank you for coming over here trolling. Appreciate you. Right? But yeah, so I would just I would just look at people funny. Like, damn, dog, how long have you been in competition? How long have you been in the bushes? Because you been a groupie of my work. But when you know it's my work, you try to ignore it. But if I put it over here and I'll be like, hey, you want this picture? Because that's what I do. I'm a businessman. And now my fees are up. Look at my content, right? Let's let this finish out. This is my content right here. Fire content. This is how y'all like it. Telling the story.
Question for you, Kevin Garcia, Canada, Puerto Rico, KKG. We got to get your thoughts on the whole WBC sanction and fees thing. As a fighter, how do you feel about what Crawford said about sanction and fees?
I mean, it makes sense, but I mean, I think he should have talked about it, before. Because now he's talking about it when he don't need the WBC anymore. And he should have talked about it, way back when. When I said something, he should have spoke up and said something about it too. So I don't know, man. It is what it is.
Do you think that there needs to be a change to that system?
Yeah, definitely be changed. We definitely see, it needs to be some account of where's the money going, because, I mean, we don't know. Is it going to, because all we see is like them having, big dinners at fights, and big dinners fights, and, they have big, what's the things that we doing, big annual, conventions and things like that. So, I mean, it should be a,
Oh. All right. Hold on. I'm doing my podcast. Hold on. Let me step out. Now you said 30. I just said 30. That's all I have. Man. Yo, y'all, I'm back. My bad. My bad. You see how that plays out, man? Sorry about that, man. People want to call me. I'm trying to do my thing.
accounting of where the money going, like Canelo's huge purse, and then you get 3% of that or whatever y'all agree on. We need to at least know account of where is some of the money going to. So I mean we don't know where the money.
Look at that. How's that looking though, y'all? Look, this is what they were into. I'm sorry, I had to run out real quick. But CW, how's it looking? The other people that's in here, how's this looking? This is what y'all was going back to the board, right? Let me go back over here to the board, right? This is what they was asking for. What did I do? Oh, here's the marker. Catchy, right? Isn't that catchy? Somebody put in the comments. Is that catchy what I just did, right? Because this is the format that all these other people use, that you claim that are influencers. That's what they do, right? They take the content, which I just did, right? That was EJ. Shout out to EJ. Yesterday in San Antonio with his fiance. Appreciate that, CW. Let me pull that up. Thank you. Right? But CW, you're a part of that. Did you see CW thumbnails in there? Oh, I didn't get to them yet. I think I did. CW thumbnails was in there. But that was EJ interview that he did, like a media scrum, where he talked about him, basically set tripping on the sanctioned bodies first, and Terrence Crawford not standing with him. That's his words. So what I did was, and shout out to my team, I did an article, literature, catchy, right? Because that's what they want, catchy, right? Catchy. There's the catchy, the articles, catchy, right? See the different slides. Those are slides. Catchy, right? And here's the trick. The trick is, I always talk bad about Earl Spence, right? That's the trick. Earl Spence was a piece of shit to me. He was a snake, a scumbag. So now look at the trick. Am I speaking bad about him? Am I speaking bad about EJ? No, not only am I not speaking bad about him, I'm highlighting him. I'm showing what he actually said. And I'm quoting it. Because that's what he said. And the trick is this. Pay attention as I wrap it up. They always talked about me being unprofessional, not having good equipment, being mad, being this, that, and the third. How mad do I look right now putting out this content on him? There it is, CW thumbnails. Jealous fans. Jealous fans. And look what the literature reads. Shaw News Boxing LLC, quick reaction. Spence reminds everyone, I've been said this. Crawford's WBC drama puts both rivals on the same side. Earl Spence Jr. spoke up in San Antonio, not for clout. And that's crazy. There's the trick. Because they always said that I was looking for clout. But to remind the world he's been calling out the sanctioning fees long before it was cool. Long before it was cool. Earl Spence was doing it, they said, right? Now that Terrence Crawford is refusing to pay, the WBC reported $300K fee. Spence feels the boxing world is finally agreeing with an argument he made years ago. Spence point, sanctioned bodies act like toll booths. Fighters win the belts, then get hit with huge fees just to keep them. He questions this for years. Why he spoke up now, right? That's what EJ said. EJ said, why did Crawford speak up now, right? See, this is all in the article. The trick. Look. This is all in the article. Spence thinks fans are cheering Crawford for the same stance they ignored when he said it. Crawford's position, he earned the belts. Bottom line, this isn't a rivalry. This isn't rivalry talk. It's the same fight both men are having with the system. How is the content looking now? How's that looking now? Right? CW thumbnails. There it is. Tricky, catchy, and the facts. Tricky, catchy, and the facts. How is the content looking now, right? So let me erase this. Look, I'm using the board. Yo, my seminars are still available, as well as the merchandise. Hit me up, Cash App, Zelle. You know, let me put my thing. My goal right now is $30 for this live stream. I just gave some informative information. So if I get $30, which is under my value, if you know, right? I make more than that doing DoorDash, Zelle, I'm not DoorDash, Uber, other things in an hour. So $30 is well under my Shaw News boxing fee. But that is the goal, whether Cash App or Zelle, $30. I've been on almost for an hour. I used the board. I broke down some things. We're gonna move on though, right? But that's the new trick. And look, see your money. I'm gonna show you, right? Let me make sure I got this muted. The $30 is going towards. Look at the content. This is the content now, y'all. This is what I've been putting out. CW thumbnails. CW thumbnails. Content. Look. This is the editorial feature right here. Right? This is the content. This is the content. Look, yo, look at the likes. The likes are so low, but the views are crazy. yo, the views on these videos. That's why I created the No Jealous Fan. Now this one they got the likes up. and he got smoked. I got an article coming out on that. Cool Boy Steph got smoked, and you knew he was gonna get smoked, man. But the lights were up on that one. But everything else, nah, they just watching. Like this one right here, hard fire. Terrence Crawford, great animation right there, right? A lot of people were hitting me up behind the scenes. Look, I told you, the game is about tricking people, right? Because this is I'm not gonna expose the individual, but yo, they hit me up, right? This is why I tell you, YouTube, boxing, guys on the internet, they're lost, right? They hit me up, and they know who they are. I'm not even gonna give you no glory, but they hit me up, right? Instead of them commenting, this is why I tell you, people are so fake and phony, and they want to be closet fans, right? Closet fans. The person hit me up when I posted this, didn't even hit the like button, but hit me up like, yo, how did you get Terrence Crawford to rock your shirt? Right? I immediately knew what he was talking about. I said, damn, nigga, you were in the bushes. You were who I'm killing. I think I got on the phone with CW and said, yo, man, you got to hurry up and give me the Jealous Fan Zone artwork, the bushes. Because these niggas is in the bushes. I put this up. Niggas exposed this up that they was in the bushes. Yo, how you get Terrence Crawford to wear your shirt? Nigga, that's not Terrence Crawford wearing my shirt. But damn, now that I know you're watching, why didn't you hit the like button, motherfucker? Why didn't you comment that if you thought that was what it was? You know why you couldn't? Because you are a jealous online fan in the bushes. And you're exposed. You're exposed. You be watching my content like you're nasty work. You're disgusting. You are disgusting. But yes, you see where the content and the money is going. So yes, the goal is $30. Feel free to donate to the channel. Look, let's run it up. Run it up, right? Run it up. Let's run it up. That is the goal. All right? We are going to run it up. That is the goal, y'all. The goal, either Zelle or Cash App. Right? Let's be clear on that. But thank you, CW, for the comments and the thumbnails. That's CW thumbnails, man. All right, let's move on now. Hold on. Do I need the board? Do y'all still want me to use the board? Put it in the comment section. Because I'll get the board out the way now. If I don't need the board anymore, I'll move the board. But if y'all still want me to go to the board and break stuff down, I'll keep the board here. Y'all still want the board out or no? Let me know. Put it in the comments. I don't really need the board anymore. But if you would like for me to continue to use the board, just because there's other content that I'm going to go to, I'm really not going to need the board. Because the other content, like I said, this other content is going to have more so to do with, it's going to have more so to do with things like, yeah, while we wait for that, let's look at some eye candy. Y'all want to see some eye candy? These are the models. Look at the models, y'all. Look at the models, right? These are the models. These are the models, y'all, right? Excuse me. So I want to get over to Tank Davis, right? The PBC Is the this we looked at that, right? Great picture right here. Shout out to them. Great picture, great night. Frank Martin is back. All right, so I want to get over here to Tank Davis, right? Tank Davis has come out, and apparently he's been on Twitter. He's been on something, right? And he's talking about the Lamont Roach fight, and they you don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, because that's what this is turned into now, right? So the PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, brought out Cameron and Mace to help promote. Yeah, they even paid them guys. And if you notice, Cam and them had maybe Cam and them might have paid. I'm gonna look into it. You know what? Know why I'm gonna say Cam and them might have paid? I might have to stand corrected, right? Remember, yesterday or Friday. Look, I'm gonna break this down. Let me get up out of my jacket and break this down to y'all. Look, it's getting hot in here, y'all. I'm gonna move the board. Y'all don't want the board no more. So I'm gonna move the board. All right. So I stand corrected, right? I think Cam and them might have paid. Now remember I said that they the money that what's name paid them. No, they probably paid, or their people paid, right? Because this is why I'm gonna tell you why I think they paid. Where's my pencil? Oh, here it is. Did y'all check the ring out? Those of y'all that's in here? Did y'all see the ring? Did y'all see the ring, right? Let me know if y'all seen the ring. Matter of fact, I can go over here to his, I'll go to his page. But did y'all pay attention to the ring last night? Right? And this is how I know the game. And smash the like button, man. If this is free marketing, I put the board away. But I think they paid. Now, why I say they paid, remember, the other day I was like, yo, PBC wasted mad money on them. But I think it's the other way around, right here. And this is why I said they paid. You see this picture right here? You see this picture? Right? You see this right here? Right? You see this right here? It is what it is. Right? Now, watch this. I'm going to give y'all some free game. Right? I'm going to give y'all some free game. Either they paid, right? It can go two ways, right? Either they paid for that, right? Because that is like a sponsorship right there, right? Pay attention to what I'm giving y'all, man. Smash the like button. These dudes can't fuck with me when it comes to talking boxing, motion talk. Either they paid or whatever deal that they worked out. Instead of them getting, I'm just going to put a number out there. I don't know if this is the number they got because there's three of them. So I'm going to say, instead of them getting $300K, that's $100,000 a piece. 100 for Cam, 100 for Stat Baby, 100 for Mace, right? To do the hosting, because remember they hosted, right? They hosted. So maybe instead of them getting $300K, they say, yo, we won't get $300K. You can give us $200K and put our logo in the ring. See, I'm gonna cover the whole base. I should have kept the board over here to write that down and show y'all how that works and how that goes. But you see they had the sponsorship. Now, normally you pay for that. That's why I said maybe they paid. But they hosted. Normally, if you host an event, they're paying you to host. Are y'all following this? The five that's in here. Somebody comment. You don't gotta stay in the bushes. This is, motion talk. This is motion talk. Media Marketing Management Consultant Agent, Sean News Boxing LLC. Are y'all following that? Put it in the comments. Right? Put it in the comments. That's how that normally works. If you have a patch in the ring, you're a sponsor, right? Because if you look, all the ring, DraftKings, whatever else, these are people that paid for the event or helped to promote this event. They paid. So maybe Cameron and worked that out in their deal to host. Because remember, they hosted the weigh-in, the ceremonial weigh-in. So maybe, like I said, I don't know if they made $300K. I just put that number out there. So let me just be clear on that, because you know how these niggas, they want to debunk you, right? They want to debunk you or make it seem like they can fuck with you. Like I said, that I don't know their numbers. I just put that out there because the reason why I put that out there, because I remember Mace said he doesn't do nothing for less than 100. So it's 3 of them. So I just said all 3 of them had to get 100, right? Alleged. But maybe that's what they did. They said instead of paying us $300K, you can give us whatever, 200, and put our logo in the ring. They could have did it that way. Or it could have went the other way around. They completely just paid to help pay for the event. And helping to pay for the event, this is another game I'm giving y'all. They got the host, right? They hosted, and they got their shit in the ring. Somebody debunk me right now, especially you guys that know the game, you talk the game, you do views, debunk that. Tell me that I'm lying. That doesn't sound like how the game or the business is played. Please, CW, let them know if you're still over here. Somebody debunk it, and I'll bring the board back over here. But shout out to them. Well played. I seen that. I seen that yesterday. I caught that. I said, oh, shit. I was like, yo, see, somebody like myself catches things like that. You know why? For those of y'all that's watching in the chat, do you know why I caught that? Because how many times have you seen my brand, my business, my associates brand on ESPN, right? On Fighters Trunks, right? That's why I caught that. That's why I caught that, if that makes any sense. Does that make any sense to y'all, man? How's the content, man? How's the content? 5 in the building. So apparently Mace, sticking with this, right? So Mace, and shout out to Malik. Let me give Malik his credit, right? Malik hit me up behind the scenes. I wish you would have sent me the audio or something too. I gotta find it real quick. Because I'm shout out to MREC. MREC did like an hour and 22-minute live stream. I didn't have enough time to watch it. But apparently Mace had some sort of statements about Tank Davis. Now Tank Davis has threatened to beat him up or put hands on him. And to me, this is all publicity stuff. That's why those guys were there. And that's the audience that they attract. Remember, I spoke about that. I was like, these guys' audience ain't gonna buy the pay-per-views. They brought them over there for this, for the chitlin circuit grease. That's what they over there for, because most of their audiences are unemployed, respectfully, scammers, fake street guys that get money, bitches that sell pussy, and sit on the internet and think that they can go viral and shit like that. Yeah. So that makes about sense. But what did Mace say? Let me see if I can find it real quick, man. Let me see if I can find it, man. And if anybody has it, please, that's watching, put it in the comments so I can pull it up, man. Because I didn't, Malik hit me up with that, man. Like, I was, you see what I was doing. I was getting that Earl Spence joint put together. And, oh, damn, there it goes. I see it. See, here it is right here. I don't want to use they shit. Damn. Okay. So apparently, here it is. Thank you. I knew it would have to be Twitter. So apparently, Javon, let me see, do I have him on Twitter? I don't think I follow Javante on Twitter, but because he tweets shit and drops it. So he got on Twitter and said, ask Coach Cameron how his throat feels. So now he's going to get in the algorithm. Coach Cameron how his throat feels. That's what he said to Cam. He said to Mace, what if I show up to the wait, hold on. He said, and Mace talking crazy. What he say? I pull up to the show and beat the shit out of him. So look, this got the Chitlin circuit, the Chitlin grease talking. That's the the fan base that Mace and Cameron, they're talking about this. Now, Javante will not pull up there. If he does, he's gonna go to jail. Because I believe they record at one of the casinos with security, right? So he'll go to jail, man. But look, it makes for social media discussion, right? It makes for social media discussion. It does. Because now people are talking about this, right? But I knew it had, I knew it had to do something with Twitter. But let's see what else. Hold on. Content, y'all. Yo, feel free to put it in the comments what y'all thought about the outcome of the fight. I got the content out there. Y'all be scared to comment, man. Comment. What did y'all think? Did y'all think Lamont Rose did enough to win the fight? Was it a draw? He said he broke his hand too. Pitbull Cruz must have some hard hair. Because remember, Tank Davis broke his hand on his head. Javante called him a gatekeeper, y'all. He said he's a gatekeeper. He said he's a gatekeeper. How do y'all feel about that, man? How do y'all feel about that, man? Hopefully, Malik, you caught that. He said he's a gatekeeper, y'all. Because now what is this? Lamont, this is Lamont's third his third freaking draw. So does that make him does that make him look? Show y'all the look, huh? Does that make him now a gatekeeper? Talk about it, man. We here working. I'm about to shut the behind the views down. Does that make him a gatekeeper? You see my notes right here a little bit. Right? Does that make him a gatekeeper, y'all? Look, and I threw on the Beetlejuice. Y'all can always call me Beetlejuice. I threw Beetlejuice on for y'all, man. Source experience, man.